Well, hello, everyone. Hello, this is Alexandra Levine live with the America's Pulse Network. This is a pre-tape show tonight, but we are giving you updated news of the weekend leading into the coming week. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. President Trump, he put on his Truth Social account tonight calling for Senator Adam Schiff of California to be prosecuted for loan mortgage fraud, also for claiming that he lives in California when he's actually registered as a permanent resident of the state of Maryland. As you know, Adam Schiff was a part of the Russia hoax. He tried to prosecute former Congressman Devin Nunes. He tried to hurt our new FBI director, Kash Patel. This is something that has been in the works to find the evidence of Senator Adam Schiff, what he has done, the corruption that he has done in government, what a corrupt human being he is. And President Trump is calling for him to be prosecuted. He is asking for his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to look into the situation. And hopefully hopefully her department will be prosecuting Senator Adam Schiff. He's a disgust. He's hashtag not my Jew, hashtag never a Jew, hashtag not a real Jew, and hashtag not a true Jew, because Jewish people, the normal Jewish people, the average Jewish people, do not act like this. He gives Jewish people a bad name. I'm Jewish and I'm disgusted by this piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. President Trump even calls him Shifty Shift or Shifty piece of shit. And that's what he is. There's actually people in the department that have called him a piece of shit because that's what he is. And what do you do with shit? You crumble it up, you throw it away, you take it in the garbage, you do not recycle it. You just let it go down the drain, let it go down the toilet forever. More breaking news tonight. Tulsi Gabbard was on Sunday mornings with Maria Bartiromo. She has declassified information that is very important to we the people. What she has done is she's proven what President Trump has said all along, that the Steele dossier was a fake document. Fake. She proved that Barack Hussein Obama and the Obama administration, they literally spied on President Trump's campaign the minute that he said he was running for office. They started the spying in September of 2015, all the way to when President Trump was inaugurated in January 20th of 2017. And the spying continued to the point where they had an FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago in 2022. There's reports that are saying that the reason that there was a raid is because the FBI was going in there, the Biden FBI was going in there to try to remove any documents that had to do with the trumped up, quote, trumped up paper that really admitted that the Steele dossier was false. And the Obama administration, everybody knew that it was false, but they pushed this false narrative stating that Russia interfered with the 2016 election because Barack Hussein Obama couldn't fathom the fact that President Trump, this businessman, this outsider, was now going to become the president of the United States because he was afraid that President Trump would go in there and shake up Washington, that he would get rid of the deep state, that he would, quote, drain the swamp. And there is a deep state. There's a deep state in a lot of countries, but the deep state goes very deep in our country. And President Trump continues to expose the deep state on a daily basis. But Barack Hussein Obama couldn't have that. So he came up with this trumped up version with James Comey, with Clapper, with Brennan, with Susan Rice, with Valerie Jarrett. Everybody that was involved in the Obama administration, they came up with this trumped up version. Hillary Clinton was involved too. She was the Secretary of State. They all lied and said that that Russia interfered with the election. Disgusting stuff. And this was reported on Maria Bartiromo today, that Obama, with Tulsi Gabbard, our new DNI director, Obama administration manufactured and politicized intelligence. They also stated that in December 9 of 2016, this was after President Trump had won the election in 2016, that President Obama requested a new report detailing tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. This is where it gets trumped up. December 9th of 2016. Obama's still the president. The Obama administration still has power here. And he's requesting a new report detailing tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence 2016 election. December 9th, same day, 2016, the intel officials begin leaking to the media, the mainstream media, the fake news, that Russia used cyber means to influence the election results. So the media was in on this too. So anybody in the media that was involved in this should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, Tulsi Gabbard said today on Maria Bartiromo, if I can talk, because there's so much information about to come out of my mouth, that people that were involved should be held accountable, that they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I agree with her. And she said the heads of the government, the heads, meaning Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Susan Rice, and everybody else involved, the CIA, the DNI, the ODNI, everybody who was involved in this, everyone that was involved in this should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because they proved that Russia had nothing to do with this. But then all of a sudden, December 9, 2016, after President Trump had already been elected, that they came up with this new report that Russia interfered with the election. Now, Vladimir Putin has already said Russia had nothing to do with the election. That was also proven as well. President Trump won fair and square. He beat Hillary Clinton, just like he beat Kamala Harris. And then January 6th of 2017, President Trump hasn't even been inaugurated yet. January 6th of 2017, new intel released, a new intel assessment released, directly contradicting previous 6 months of assessments. So 6 months prior, they said that Russia didn't interfere with the elections. But now, December 9th of 2016, now we're going into January 6th of 2017, there's a new intel assessment released. And then that same day, January 6th of 2017, new report falsely claims that Vladimir Putin interfered with the 2016 election. This is treason on so many levels. And everyone says, oh, Barack Obama has presidential immunity. He doesn't have it here. This happens as President Trump just got elected, and this has to do with campaign. There's no presidential immunity at this point for Barack Obama. He needs to be prosecuted. He needs to be arrested. There is actually a Truth Social video that came out where it shows President Trump sitting next to President Obama, and the FBI comes in and takes President Obama and handcuffs him and puts him in jail. And remember, President Trump said, I didn't want to go after Hillary Clinton because she wasn't the main target. He knows that Barack Hussein Obama was the main target here. Remember, people were pissed because President Trump said that he wasn't a legitimate, he wasn't legitimate to be the president of the United States because there was massive reports from Sheriff Joe Arpaio and attorneys in Italy that President Obama's birth certificate was false, not a real birth certificate. A lot of people have said that he was born in Kenya, wasn't even born in this country. Everything that President Trump has said has been proven true. A lot of MAGA influencers have said that today, but we have to remember that why was Obama and his minions, and George Soros is behind this as well, why were they so keen to take down President Trump? That they pushed this Steele dossier for over a year into President Trump's first presidency. That's why President Trump doesn't want to deal with scandals. He wants to just get the work done for we the people. He's going to let the DOJ, the FBI, the DNI, he's going to let them do the work. He'll get a special prosecutor to release the Jeffrey Epstein files or whatever he has to do about Jeffrey Epstein, but he doesn't want that consuming his presidency. But I'm telling you, Barack Obama is the target here. President Trump knows that he was spied on. He even said it on 60 Minutes. He was on Maria Bartiromo's show. Maria Bartiromo had Congressman Devin Nunes and now the CIA director John Radcliffe on her show multiple times talking about this. President Trump said this has been verified. He said it to Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes. This has been verified. They spied on my campaign. Remember, they lied and said that Don Jr. was in collusion with Russia, that he did illegal business dealings, that they tried to put Don Jr. in jail. They subpoenaed Don Jr. so many times. They subpoenaed Eric Trump so many times. They subpoenaed Ivanka Trump, tried to get the Trump kids. The hell that President Trump's children had to go through from 2017 all the way on. And then the raid at Mar-a-Lago, which was an illegal raid, an illegal investigation, because they were afraid that Trump had the documents saying that Russia did not interfere with the elections, but they also were afraid that Trump had the Barack Obama falsified claim that Vladimir Putin interfered with the elections. Remember, Susan Rice went on all these media outlets and she lied about all of this. And Susan Powers of the State Department, she's another piece of shit. Pardon my language, but I am cursing because these evils cannot get away with this. I feel that President Trump is back in the White House because the mission is clear: to take down the deep state, to take down these pieces of shit, to take down these delinquents. And that's why we have new people in the CIA, FBI, DNI, ODNI. And it's still, the department still need to be cleaned up. The department heads still need to go in and fire and get rid of all these Obama and Bush holdovers, because they're the ones that stop President Trump from doing his job. They're the ones that have tried to put President Trump in jail. They're the ones that tried to kill President Trump. President Trump is not going to go through this presidency without getting to the bottom of all of this. He wants to get to the bottom of the auto pen. He wants to get to the bottom of Adam Schiff. He wants to get to the bottom of Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama is the target here. I've said that many times. I've said that years on podcasts, that he is the main target. My father wrote the book, howtosurviveobama.com. He wrote it in 2017. Or sorry, not 2017, 2007, before Barack Obama became the president. My father just is a very brilliant mind and knew a lot about the falsery of Barack Obama, how he faked multiple social security numbers, called himself Barry Soetoro, lived in Indonesia. What a secret man he is. People are coming out and calling Michelle Obama a trans. Joan Rivers actually was murdered because she called Michelle Obama trans and Barack gay. Anyone who double crosses these people, they don't survive. President Trump is the only one, as the commander-in-chief, that can get to the bottom of this. And he'll work with Lady Justice here to make sure that these people are held accountable. I thank DNI Director Tulsi Gabbard for declassifying all of this. And she said next week there's going to be more coming out. And that takes us to segment 1 right here. Let's break into it. Breaking. Our first slide. Obama busted. That's the segment. Tulsi Gabbard said on X, multiple news outlets. She was on Fox News with Sean Hannity, and again, she was with Maria Bartiromo this morning. Tulsi Gabbard just dropped another bombshell, confirming intelligence professionals knew the Steele dossier was absolutely false, as I said in my breaking news. Second slide. Second slide confirms again, DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Their goal was to usurp President Trump and subvert the will of the American people. Every person involved must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We are turning over documents to the DOJ. And that's where Pam Bondi will come in with a full investigation. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this. This is something that Kash Patel has been working on. I believe that's one of the reasons why Kash Patel became the FBI director, to really get to the bottom of the corruption that's going on in the bureaus. There's a lot of corruption over the years in these bureaus. There's a lot of corruption in the DNI and the ODNI. And Tulsi's just getting started. And everybody was pissed off at Trump and turning on him. MAGA supporters, MAGA influencers. I told you, trust the man, trust the plan. If you say you love Trump and you're loyal to him and you voted for him, why do you turn on him? Why do you jump the gun? I'm extremely loyal to President Trump. I am part of his hardcore base. I've never floundered from him. I've never turned on him, never will. Because I trust the man, I trust the plan. He'll never tell you what he's really doing behind the scenes. Remember, he's a master chess player. He plays massive chess with everybody. He's holding the cards here. He's holding people by the balls. That's why Obama and George Soros and all these people are so afraid of him. Because they know that President Trump is the only one that can take these people down. That's why he wants to reopen Alcatraz and reopen Alcatrazes all over this country. He wants to put people in jail that not only have wronged him, but have wronged we the people. What Barack Hussein Obama did to this country was a disgrace. Installing a guy with dementia as your so-called president, installing a moron, Kamala Harris, as your, quote, vice president, trying to install Kamala Harris as your president, and another moron, Tim Walz, as your vice president. This was the doing of Barack Obama. And it's so funny, Barack Obama didn't want Kamala Harris to be president. Joe Biden actually screwed him by endorsing Kamala Harris for president. And Barack Obama was like, crap, I don't know what to do now. That's why he hesitated and waited a week to endorse Kamala Harris, because that wasn't part of the plan. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Barack Obama, they all hate each other. Hillary Clinton hates Barack Obama. They all hate each other. But their ultimate goal was to take down Donald Trump because they were afraid that President Trump would go in there and reveal the truth of their bullshit and get to the bottom of it. That's why they called him an illegitimate president. That's why they stole the election from him in 2020, because they were afraid. They're shocked that he's in there now. They didn't realize that it was going to be too big to rig. But President Trump has accomplished so many things in such a short period of time. He hasn't even been the president for a year. And look what he's accomplished. We'll go to slide 3 with the Genius Act. So President Trump he signed into law the Genius Act, which is the dollar-backed stable coins, has to do with Bitcoin, has to do with the technology here in our country. This is something that he worked on with the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent. He's very happy that this passed. This is about helping our industrial society, the industrial market. That's what I'm trying to say. It's to help the industrial market. It's also promises kept, promises made, because he got involved with the crypto guys, with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency, with all that stuff. But this also has to do with making the value of the dollar stronger, because under Joe Biden, the value of the dollar was weak. And as you know, President Trump is working every day to lower the inflation. He has called for the firing and the removal of Jerome Powell, and eventually wants to get rid of the Federal Reserve. I believe that President Trump wants to eventually get rid of the IRS. He wants everyone in the country to have a better quality of life. Manufacturing jobs are on the up and up every single day. The jobs market is amazing. The prices of oil are going down. The price of eggs are going down. The price of groceries are going down. I can tell you personally. I used to go to the grocery store under Joe Biden. My groceries, I think I'd only buy like 5 or 6 items. It was already like $200. I'm like, what the heck did I buy? All I bought was toilet paper and dish detergent and laundry detergent. That's it. Now I go to the grocery store. I bought like 6 items today. It was less than $40. I was like, yes, right on. The gas went from almost $4 a gallon. I'm up here in Maryland. Now it's below $3 a gallon. In Florida, it's even lower. It's $2.19, $2.15. I remember when President Trump was in the Oval Office the first term, I think in South Carolina it was like $1.23. It was amazing. And the oil prices are going to keep going down. Also, the reason why our jobs market is doing so well is because President Trump and his team are yanking out all the illegal criminals, all the people that have overstayed their visas, all the people that are not legal citizens of this country, and they're stealing the jobs of we the people. He's getting rid of all these Chinese farm owners who illegally want to own our American farmland. That's so crazy. You're an American, you own your farmland, and a Chinese guy comes in and says, no, that's not yours, it's ours. China was stealing American farmland. Crazy. I have a lot of friends in Texas, I've said many times, that own farms. They'll never have illegals work for them. And they'll never, ever let the Chinese take their farmland from them. Heck no. That's not even an option. And we'll go into the fourth slide. Our final slide. Stephen Miller, my favorite Jew. Hashtag that's my Jew. Hashtag that's a true Jew. The deputy chief of staff. He says already under POTUS, 150,000 criminal illegal aliens have been arrested, either deported or prosecuted, but there's millions more to go. As you know, Joe Biden put in 21 million illegals, allowed them to come illegally into our country, including illegal terrorists from Syria, from Afghanistan, from Lebanon, etc. That's why we've had all these like pro-Hamas rallies and the rise of anti-Semitism in this country because of Joe Biden. But under Thomas Homan and Kristi Noem, border crossings are at a zero. Thomas Homan will not allow people to come here illegally. You come here the right way. And it doesn't take that long to get your citizenship. If you're from Israel and you want to be an American citizen, it only takes 7 years. It doesn't take 25 years. If you're from Europe, if you're from Honduras, if you're from Cuba, it doesn't take 25 years to become an American citizen. Stop living off our system. I had illegals in my grocery store from Honduras. They've been here for 25 years on a permit, which is not legal. They asked me to pay for their groceries. There was illegals at the Home Depot in Dundalk, Maryland. Tim Fazenbaker called up ICE, called up DHS, got him out of there. There's illegals at all the Home Depots in Maryland, pretty much. And there's illegals in other Home Depots across the country too. There's illegals in Florida. That's why they opened up alligator Alcatraz. A lot of red states are opening up alligator Alcatrazes all across this country. I hope that the liberal states will do it too. I doubt it, because you have assholes like the Attorney General in Maryland, Anthony Brown, who says he's going to combat ICE. He's going to combat President Trump's executive orders. He's going to combat Thomas Homan. The Governor Westmore up here in Maryland, same thing. The Baltimore City Mayor Brandon Scott, the same thing. Does he really think he's above the law? It's in federal law. President Trump and Congress passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, which gives more money to ICE agents, more money to Border Patrol to protect your city, your state, your county, your district. Why would you combat that? And Congress will be codifying Trump's executive orders. They're already starting to codify DOJ and DOJ recession bills and so forth, because these things need to be done. People are freaking out. Oh my God, he's not giving money to NPR and PBS. Those are fake news media outlets. Fake news. They're garbage. It's mainstream media crap. That's why we are not fake news. We are not mainstream media. We're part of the new conservative media at the White House. There's a reason. We report fairly and honestly. We report on the good things that President Trump is doing, the wonderful things that he wants to do for our country and for the world. DHS and Thomas Homan are working hard to yank these criminal illegals out of our country that have killed innocent Americans. They should go home. They should be deported back to Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. Let them stay in those prisons. That's what President Trump wants to do. He wants them to go home. Get them out of here. And if they do have to stay, that's why Alcatraz is created. That's why the Alcatrazes are created. They're not staying here and reaping off the benefits. And they're not staying so they can just rape and kill more innocent Americans. No, they're going to prisons and they're suffering. But 21 million illegals Joe Biden allowed into this country. And it wasn't even Joe Biden. That was Barack Obama and George Soros' doing. And if we find out that Joe Biden was not the legitimate president, which I know he wasn't, if we find out that Barack Hussein Obama wasn't even born in this country, everything that these, quote, presidents have done will be automatically reversed. And they should all go to jail. They should all rot. They should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, like Tulsi Gabbard said. They tried to screw with our constitutional republic. They've tried to screw not only with President Trump, but with you. And it's time for we the people to bring back law and order, to take back our country, to not allow these corrupt mofos and the deep state to rule. There's more of us than them. You cannot be afraid anymore. President Trump won't allow you to be afraid. Under President Trump, we can all work together to get rid of this corruption. Coming after the break, we're going to be talking about the Wall Street Journal being busted. We'll be right back after our sponsor.
Do you have old home videotapes that you're no longer able to watch? Need them transferred to DVD, Blu-ray, or your smart device? Baltimore Digital offers professional-grade VHS, mini DV, and high 8 digitizing services. We can also convert Super 8mm film too. Baltimore Digital also provides photo restoration services. Visit archive.baltimoredigital.net. Mention code Alexandra for a 10% introductory discount.
Well, thank you, Adam Reuter. He is our sponsor, Baltimore Digital. And I just want to say he doesn't just work in Baltimore. He can help people nationwide. Well, segment 2, as you know, the title of my show tonight is Busted. So who else has been busted? Well, the Wall Street Journal has been busted for falsely reporting things that President Trump apparently wrote that was in a book during Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. And President Trump has vehemently said these things are not true. He couldn't believe that the Wall Street Journal printed out this false BS. He also called out the people that were involved. He called out Rupert Murdoch, who is a part of Fox News. He called out anybody who is the heads of this, anybody who's involved in this, that they should all be sued. And he has threatened to sue them. I believe he will be suing them, and he should, because what they did and what they printed was fake news, false, disgusting. A lot of people have cut their subscriptions to the Wall Street Journal as a result of this. It's disgusting and asinine what they wrote. And again, they're trying to link President Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. Let me remind my audience. President Donald Trump is not a pedophile. He is not the criminal here. Jeffrey Epstein is. Jeffrey Epstein is the pedophile. Jeffrey Epstein had sex with multiple different people of underage kids for years with his buddy Ghislaine Maxwell. And I don't think he just slept with girls. I think he slept with boys too, little boys. He's a disgusting piece of shit. Again, he gives Jewish people a bad name. I'm sad to say that these people are Jewish because I'm Jewish, but not all Jews are like this. He's a sick, twisted fuck. And Ghislaine Maxwell is a sick, twisted fuck too. I'm cursing because it is so disgusting. It is so disgusting that these people think it was cool to do what they did. Now, I've been in the entertainment industry more than half my life. I thank God every day that my parents were with me and were involved of every audition, of every rehearsal, every lesson I went to. They never left me alone. I feel bad for any child that was subject to being touched inappropriately or left alone with any producer or director. I feel bad for any child that didn't have their parent with them or their parent couldn't afford to take off of work to be with them. The industry is a very tough industry. But it can be a very, as we see, a very disgusting industry. Harvey Weinstein, as you know, disgusting man who did casting couches and all this crap. And he did some stuff to Jennifer Lawrence and others. He made them get naked in front of him. And he was a pervert. But Jeffrey Epstein was more than that. And so was Ghislaine. They crossed the line. They completely crossed the line. But the minute that President Trump found out what a disgusting piece of shit pedophile that Jeffrey Epstein was, he banned him from Mar-a-Lago and all Trump properties for life. That is the truth. So again, to have this book, to have these writings claiming that President Trump wrote any of this stuff, asking for a woman to get naked, that's not Trump's style. The whole thing is so asinine and ridiculous. And President Trump said, I don't even know this woman. I don't even know who the hell they're talking about. I'm so disgusted by this. And that's why President Trump just doesn't want to hear about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. It's not that he doesn't care about what we the people are looking for. That's not what it is. Remember, President Trump does what President Trump wants to do. He's the commander in chief. You don't have to tell him what to do. You don't have to tell him what to say. He already knows it. He even said today on Truth Social, I have to educate people on things. I have to educate people because they really don't know. That's why he's pushing it to the DOJ. That's why he's inclined to have a special prosecutor come in and dig up anything that they can find of Jeffrey Epstein and release any files that's out there. Again, he doesn't want anything consuming his presidency and consuming the agenda that we, the people, voted for him to do. One of the agendas was to improve the economy, was to make America safe again, was to make America healthy again. He does know that there's a huge pedophile ring in the United States. He's not stupid. He knows it's $1 billion business. And he is cracking down on it with Thomas Homan, with Christie. That's why you have department heads. That's why you have secretaries of different department heads. That's their job. And President Trump does work with every single department head. Every month he has a roundtable with every single secretary of every head of every department, giving the president and we the people an assessment of what they're doing on a daily basis and a monthly basis and a weekly basis. So if you don't think President Trump isn't involved, he is. And a lot of people didn't like how President Trump handled the situation with the reporter when they asked about Jeffrey Epstein. But again, nobody's going to tell President Trump how to think and feel. I said on my show before, I think President Trump has the list. I think he's holding on to it and releasing it when he needs to. But I don't have confirmation of that. I'm just speculating. But President Trump is smart. He's a master negotiator. He's a master chess player. Like I said, trust the man, trust the plan. Do not deviate from him. Do not turn against him. Do not turn your back on him because he knows and he will remember and he will not forget. That's why I'm at the White House, because I cover him fairly and honestly, and I support him. And I'm one of his hardcore supporters. I've never turned my back on him for what he's done for the Jewish people, for women, for what he's done for our country, what he's done for the arts. Those are big reasons why I stand with him. Everyone has their own reasons why they stand with President Trump or why they don't want to stand with President Trump. But I can tell you, me personally, I stand with him because he represents me. I was so proud to vote for him 3 times. I would vote for him again. But what the Wall Street Journal did to him, again, to try to tarnish his good name and do this while he's back in the White House is disgusting, and he should sue the fuck out of them. I support him on this 100%. This is what President Trump said, first slide at Real Donald Trump. He said, we have just filed a powerhouse lawsuit against anyone involved in the fake news article that was written in the Wall Street Journal. So he's filed the lawsuit. He's ready to go to court with these motherfuckers. And he's going to take them down. He'll take down Rupert Murdoch. He'll take down anybody that went against him. Anybody. Because he's hashtag had enough. He's hashtag had enough of this garbage. He's hashtag had enough of people coming for him and putting him in the same category as this Epstein mofo. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's very hard to find a real journalist nowadays. It's very hard. There's a lot of journalists that are bond paid for by the Qatari government. There's a lot of journalists out there that get paid to report fake and false narratives. There's reporters out there that sleep with congressmen and senators. So the congressmen and senators get a good piece on them. So the negative press is away from them. It's disgusting. A lot of these congressmen are bond paid for by special interests and lobbyists, because they're afraid that the special interests and lobbyists will tarnish their good names if they don't work with them, if they don't do their bidding. As I've said before, special interests and lobbyists are detriments to our nation. They get paid a fuckload of money to ruin our country and to control the powers to be on Capitol Hill. It's disgusting. It's not the political consultants that are the problem. It's the special interests and lobbyists. In my opinion, they should be banned from Capitol Hill, because they are there lobbying every single day for bullshit. Stuff that doesn't even work for we the people. Stuff that is so out in left field. But this show, this network, we agree with President Trump. We stand with him with filing this lawsuit. If I was him, I'd do the same thing. Wall Street Journal slandered him, tried to defame him. This is slander, libel, and defamation all across the board. And President Trump will win. Remember, he sued ABC, George Stephanopoulos. That guy owes him a lot of money. I implore other reporters to report fairly. I implore these reporters to start reporting the truth. There's too many fake reporters out there, too many biased reporters out there. And they get paid. They get paid to be what I call mouthpieces, opinion pieces, jerks. They don't say a kind word about President Trump. They don't even acknowledge all the accomplishments that he's done so far. They just continue to hate. And what it does is it stirs up drama, division, controversies in households. It's very bad. Report fairly, report honestly, or just don't report at all. And I can see why the mainstream media wants to shit on Trump. Look at all the amazing, wonderful accomplishments he's done. And like I said, he hasn't even been there for a year. Let's go to the second slide with my friend Eric Daughtry. He wrote, just announced, President Trump is racking up on an inordinate amount of wins. There are just too many. There are just too many. And he's right. Think of all the wins that he's done. The One Big Beautiful Bill was the big win for him. The Genius Act. The Lincoln-Riley Act. How he's been helping we the people get back on our feet. How he's lowered the inflation. Remember, the cost of gas is lowered now. How he's pulling federal funding from any college that pushes the pro-Hamas crap and spews out hate speech and genocide against Jews. How he's revoking the visas of these pro-Hamas mofos. He's accomplished so much. He keeps winning every single time. How he signed into law that men should not be in women's sports. A major executive order with Riley Gaines. He banned California from allowing men into women's sports, and he's going to go state by state if he has to. How Pam Bondi has sued the state of Illinois, sued the state of New York. I know Maryland is on the list. They need to be sued, heavily sued. Just because you're a liberal state, a blue state, doesn't mean that you're so safe. It's very important, guys. It's very important that we look at the accomplishments that President Trump has done and that he's going to continue to do. How he's doing everything he can to stop these wars. Wars in the Middle East, war between India and Pakistan. How he's trying to end the war with Ukraine and Russia. How he's been nominated for Nobel Peace Prizes. How we are respected again under his leadership. How his enemies fear him. And how his allies stand stronger with him and shoulder to shoulder. It's very important, guys. It's very important that we pay attention. We pay attention to what's really going on, to read President Trump's Truth Social, to read what the heads of the departments write, to stay away from the mainstream media, to stay away from the fake news, to do your own research. That's what's important. To look at the beautiful strides that President Trump has been making in this country. My mom wrote a beautiful poem years ago for my sister's bat mitzvah. It was actually published. And it starts out, the sun will rise and the sun will set as swiftly as a passing breeze. Grab a moment, hold on tight, and make it truly blossom. And she's right. Grab that moment. Carpe diem, seize the day. That's what President Trump is doing. He's grabbing that moment. He's holding it tight and he's watching it blossom. And the power of prayer is so huge. We must continue to pray for President Trump. We must continue to pray for our country to get better, for peace. I've had so many people come up to me in the last week and they have prayed with me. And it's okay that they're not of the same faith. I'm cool with that. I love it. I'll take it all, whatever I can. They've prayed for my happiness. They've prayed that I'm successful. They pray that our country gets better. They pray for President Trump. We all pray together. I'm a national faith leader for President Trump. I'm in all the national faith leading conference calls, and prayer circles. We must pray now more than ever for Lady Justice to rise and for the corruption to go away. Someone else who also is doing God's work is my affiliate sponsor, John Richardson, with www.rncstore.com/ALL. Please go to that link, put the discount code ALL. It's an automatic discount code to get 10% off all of your products. Obviously, the more you spend, the more money you get off. It's a phenomenal website. He has been on my show. He has come up with cures for cancer, and he believes in natural remedies. He is a big supporter of RFK Jr. making America healthy again. I started eating the apricot seeds that he promotes. They do help against cancer, and they do help with digestion. He's got a lot of great things. So please go to rncstore.com/ALL. Again, that ALL is your discount code. And he has proven that people with stage 4 cancer, they've used his remedies. It's reduced their cancer significantly. I also recommend people get ivermectin. Ivermectin has proven to reduce stage 4 cancer, stage 4 pancreatic cancer, stage 4 breast cancer. And if you can't get ivermectin, the substitution for ivermectin is wormwood. Wormwood is also a parasital dewormer that also reduces cancer as well. I take wormwood every single day, preventative. I take preventative prophylactics every day. When COVID hit, I took hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin for 2 years, never got COVID. From 2020 to 2022, I never got COVID, taking those prophylactics. Wasn't until I was in an airport in Dallas, Texas, where the Delta variant was on the rise and I got a really bad case of COVID. And I'm glad that I did, because after I got that big case of COVID, my immune system went up and I got COVID, the Omicron variant like 6 months later, but it was like nothing. I had it for like 3 days, but I don't have lingering colds for 2 weeks like I used to. So I had to go through a month of like really bad COVID in January 2022 to up my immune system. And now I take vitamins all the time. I have like a whole plethora case of vitamins. People that know me, I've sent them like bottles of all the vitamins that I take because it helps my immune system. And I love taking vitamins. I said last week, I have very bad heartburn and acid reflux. And I used to take omeprazole and Zantac and Nexium and all that prescription drug crap. And I found out it has all chemicals in it. And actually, Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, he said on a podcast that he takes HC1 betaine pepsin, which is a natural dietary supplement, also is a fat blocker, does reduce fat. And I've noticed that I've lost weight from taking it. I take 2 a day. And it has significantly reduced my heartburn and my reflux. I feel a difference. I definitely feel a difference. HC1 betaine pepsin. Take that, and you can get that on Amazon. It's not through a prescription. You don't have to get it through your doctor. Your doctor will throw a pill here. They'll throw a pill there. I've actually told women to get off all this like medication for their hair and their scalp and all this minoxidil and start just taking biotin and natural remedies to help with their hair growth. When you put all of these chemicals into your body, it makes your body worse. Natural remedies is actually really the way to go. I find that personally, I've helped a lot of people take stem cells, natural remedies, baking soda to prevent against certain things. It does work. These are old school remedies that do still work. Obviously, if it's something a little bit more aggressive, then you may need something from your doctor. But if you can start with natural remedies and continue using natural remedies, I believe you will have less problems later on. So please, guys, go to rncstore.com/ALL. Again, that's rncstore.com/ALL. And we will be right back after the break. Hi, I'm Alexandra Levine. I'm a professional opera singer, actress, TV, and radio personality. Since 2015, I've been a volunteer, a field director, and a campaign manager, learning the ins and outs of the political world. That's why I became a political consultant.
My job is to lead you to victory with organization, structure, and the mindset of winning for your district or state. With my guidance and direction, I can keep you focused on the things that matter to the people and advise you on key issues that need to be addressed. If you're a serious candidate that is serious about winning, then book a consultation with me today. Go to levineconsulting.co. You'll be happy you did.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Alexandra Levine Live with the America's Pulse Network. Yes, that is me. I am a political consultant. I own my political consulting firm, levineconsulting.co. That is levineconsulting.co. Please go to my website, book a consultation with me today. We are in campaign mode. There's a lot of elections going on this cycle. Next year, people have been calling me left and right, asking me to be their political consultant. I'm very flattered by the opportunity. But please, guys, if you're a serious candidate that is serious about winning, book a consultation with me today. So this third segment is a segment about dating. Date night gone wrong, so to speak. As you know, I discuss dating, I discuss skincare, I discuss hair care and other things. But man, this was a date gone wrong. These people were at a Coldplay concert on July 16th. This couple, Andy Byron, there we go, first slide, and Kristen Cabot. So who is Andy Byron? Well, nobody knew who he was until he was standing behind Kristen Cabot at a Coldplay concert at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's where the New England Patriots play. And he's holding her like this. He has his hands on her breasts. And she has his hands over her, or over him, excuse me. And they're kind of rocking back and forth. And all of a sudden, the kiss cam comes up. Now, the kiss cam happens in concerts. It happens in baseball games, hockey games, whatever. You never know who the kiss cam is going to show. Well, the kiss cam went to them, and she freaked out. Miss Cabot did. She put her hands on her face, and she's like, and then what did Andy Byron do? He ducked like right underneath the stands. And then she turns around, she's smiling at the person next to her, who people have said some people have confirmed that she's a colleague of them. Some people said she was just a friend, but it seemed like she was kind of in on the act. She knew that, they got busted. And then all of a sudden you see Kristen Cabot, she's walking away from the scene as well. So why did this whole thing go viral? Well, it turns out that Mr. Andy Byron is the CEO, we'll get into why he's not the CEO anymore. He was the CEO of Astronomer. What is Astronomer? It's a big tech company. The guy's a billionaire. And Kristen Cabot was his HR chief. She was the head of HR at his company. They're not married. And as they're holding each other at this Coldplay concert, the lead singer of Coldplay, Chris Martin, called him out. He said, "Oh, look at these two. Oh, happy couple." And then they both freak out. And then he goes, "Oh, my God." He said, "Ooh, I don't know if they're having an affair, if they just look a little shy there." So Coldplay called them out. Didn't know the couple, didn't know the situation, but they didn't play it off very well. There's also been pictures from TMZ, which is another media outlet. It showed them actually kissing during the concert. Now, question to my audience is, you're having an affair with someone that you work with. You're going to a Coldplay concert in public setting where there's phones everywhere. There's a chance that somebody could see you. And you're holding each other in a very, lovey-dovey pose. I mean, that's an intimate position. And he's touching her breast like he's touched them many times. Well, wasn't an uncomfortable hold. He wasn't sexually harassing her. It seems like they've been doing it for a while. First of all, why would he take her there? Second of all, why would he hold her in such a provocative manner? Third of all, the way they handled it is like, A, they wanted to get caught. B, they couldn't believe they got caught. Or C, they're just stupid people. I think they're actually just stupid people. But it's just insane. It's insane. And you have to ask yourself, what the hell? She's the head of HR. What is HR about? Code of conduct. Now, I read that the whole office was involved, and the whole office knew that they were having an affair. And of course, they weren't allowed to say anything. And then I found out that the guy who actually bought the tickets to the Coldplay concert for Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot were fired. Now, Andy Byron put out this statement saying, I'm in a very, this was a very private moment that became a public moment. How is this a private moment? You were out in the open on top of where you were seating. You were like, 12 rows behind this kiss cam, holding your quote, your lover there in an intimate fashion. Did you think you were invisible? Did you think nobody would see? There's speculation on why the camera went to them directly. Some people say maybe his wife was in on it. Maybe his wife knew that he was having an affair. It's very common for these billionaire tech guys to have affairs. Very common. Bill Gates, known guy to have multiple affairs on his wife. But now that it's been out in the open, his wife took her took her married name off of her Facebook account, put up her maiden name, deactivated her Facebook account so that people could comment. And a lot of people feel a lot of sympathy for her and empathy. They said they should take her. They said to her, you should take your damn husband to the cleaners. Take him from a billionaire to a millionaire. Now, we don't know the prenup that they had, if they had one. Also, the issue is if the assets are in somebody else's name, his wife can't touch them. I think this guy is so stupid, he put his assets in her name, so she's going to get everything. And they have 2 kids. And then we find out that Kristen Cabot, well, I'll be honest, I've heard reports that she's married. I heard reports that she's divorced. I heard that the guy that she's married to or maybe divorced to was a head of a company as well. So both of these two had their whole lives. Their whole lives ahead of them. And it was literally destroyed in a dumb moment, in a dumb move. I mean, did they not think they were going to get caught? I guess not. Again, public setting with 66,000 people holding themselves intimately. Why did they have to hold themselves intimately? Why couldn't they just go as work colleagues? They literally exposed their affair to not only the country but the world. And now everybody is actually doing memes about it. Now at baseball stadiums, when the kiss cam comes up, you actually see people doing the same image that they did and reenacting the whole scenario. It's hilarious. These two should be embarrassed and ashamed. As a result, the board of directors got together and they asked Mr. Andy Byron to step down. He officially resigned, so he is no longer the CEO. We don't know if Kristen Cabot has been fired or resigned, but she should. I mean, they should get a complete new HR company. But this looks bad on their company. And the thing is, nobody knew who Astronomer was. Now they do. So I doubt their clients are going to be happy to be working with a company that had this huge scandal. Nobody wants to be involved with a company that has a scandal. Nobody wants to be involved in a company where the CEO and the head of HR had an affair. I mean, they may have clients that are very hardcore religious people with high morals and values that don't want to do business with people like this. And she had only been working with him for 9 months. And in 2024, he wrote a beautiful review about her saying what a wonderful HR person she is, how the company's been doing so well under her leadership. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I posed a question to my audience. What do you think about all this? What would you do if you were the wife? What would you do if you were the husband of Kristen Cabot? What do you think is the future of the company? Would you continue to do business with a company like this? Let's say if you were a client of Astronomers, would you continue to do business, or would you say, F this, I'm out? Do you think the company is going to go under after this? But the question poses to the interviewer, and we'll put up this meme. It says, interviewer, so what made you leave your last piece of what made you leave your last place of employment? The answer is Coldplay. That's one of the memes going around. Another meme going around is Coldplay hasn't made a single in 2 years, but that night, July 16th, they made 2 singles. That's another meme. And the other question is, after this, do you think Mr. Byron and Miss Cabot are going to continue seeing each other? Or do you think they've just, there's just so much backlash for what happened that they're going to part ways? That's another question I asked my audience. You know what they say, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And of course, people say it's an alleged affair. So there's not real confirmation that they had an affair, but they looked pretty comfortable with each other that night. I mean, going to a Coldplay concert is a date night. That is a date night. That position, I mean, I've been on dates where the guys are holding on to me. Now, I don't go on dates where men are holding my breasts while I'm at a concert for the whole world to see. But I've been on dates where the guy's like holding my stomach, holding me around my waist, holding my shoulders, and rocking me. It's a very intimate moment. Or the guy's got like his head on my shoulder and he's rocking with me, or he's kissing my neck, or he's kissing my cheek. That was a very intimate position that they were in. And for them to be kissing for everybody to see, that's just craziness. These people are stupid. And that's why this segment is called Busted, because they were busted. Honestly, I really don't want to hear about this story anymore. These people are pieces of shit. God works in mysterious ways. God was a witness to all of this. I am curious if his wife is going to take him to the cleaners or not. Because if she needs help, you call Richard Levine of Potomac Financial Corporation. He'll make sure your motherfucking husband pays. So we talked about busted in this segment. But now we're going to talk about people running for office that are good people, that are America first, that care about our country, that care about their constituents. And Tim and I have been busting anybody, any rhino, any Democrat that tries to get in between that. For those of you who don't know, Tim Fazenbaker is running for Baltimore County Council District 9. It is the most conservative / MAGA district. It's his base. It's Sparrows Point. It's Dundalk. It's Edgemere. And he is having a fundraiser August 3rd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Bayview Bar and Grill. It used to be called the Seasoned Mariner. It's right in the heart of Dundalk. It's a great restaurant. It's got new management. The food is phenomenal. Great drinks. And we invite everybody to come. It is a free event. You must, everyone is required to pay for their own food and their own drink. But please come. And donations, of course, are accepted and welcomed. And we have special guests. We have John Myrick. He's running for governor of Maryland. And also his lieutenant governor, Dr. Brenda Chain, will be there. And of course, our good friend, Kim Stansbury. She's running for Baltimore County Executive. She'll be speaking as well. Please come, guys. It's going to be a phenomenal afternoon. Please go to Eventbrite /kickoff event Tim Fazenbaker. And don't forget to go to Tim Fazenbaker's website to make that wonderful donation. Average donation for him has been $300 to $500. It is about raising money. It is also about putting the right man in office. the mofos in his district want to push a damn rhino in there who loves Ukraine, who kisses the ass of Governor Westmore and Senator Chris Van Hollen. We can't have that. We can't have people Rhino Dundalk and Rhino Edgemere. So please, guys, Tim is the front runner here. This is his district to win. This is his race to win. He is the front runner here. He's the picked favorite. People love him. He's the America First guy. Go to timfazenbaker.com. That's TIMFAZENBAKER.com. Make a donation today. RSVP to his event. We have so many people that are coming. This restaurant is going to be packed. We got bikers coming. We got people from all over the country coming. We got people from Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia coming. I'm a Floridian. I'm coming from Florida. Please, guys, come to his event August 3rd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Bayview Bar and Grill. Again, go to timfazenbaker.com. And of course, don't forget that we have our friend Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner. He is raising money still on GoFundMe for monetary funds because unfortunately he was in the hospital for over 35 days. He almost lost his foot. He had a very bad infection in his foot. He almost lost his foot. And he's got bills to pay. He's got a child to support. And thank God to the people that have already donated. He's raised over $6,500. The goal is $25K. The final goal is $100K. But we need to get back to our veterans. He did serve our Navy. We must stand for those who stand with us. He's a good man. He's a great guy. I think I cursed more than him tonight, but he's an awesome guy. We call him Popeye the Sailor Man. We love him, and we need to donate to him because he's an awesome person. And of course, my wonderful friend Allison Reedy, she has a Give Send Go for her son. GiveSendGo.com/constitutional. Her son Dylan is on his way to college in Utah. It's out-of-state tuition. She lives in Michigan. As you know, out-of-state tuition is extremely expensive. He only wants to go to this one school in Utah. He wants to live the American dream. Let's help him. Instead of giving money to illegal criminals and to murderers, please give to her son. GiveSendGo.com/constitutional. He was wrongfully accused, and he was found not guilty. And it changed his life. And we want to change his life for the better. So please, guys, give to him. Average donation is $100 to $150. Please, guys, you got to give. You got to give to this nice kid. He's innocent in all of this. And he doesn't deserve what happened to him. And it's time to give back. And his family are wonderful people. They're constitutionalists. They're America First. They're Trump supporters. It's a beautiful family. And they all have wonderful hearts. And, of course, our other friend, Lucretia Hughes. Unfortunately, she lost her home. And there's a whole thing on her Facebook about what's happening to her. Unfortunately, people false documents. They falsified and forged her husband's name on a document, and she lost her home as a result. She and her husband are doing everything they can to get their home back. People have already said that fraud was committed. So she is raising money on her Give Send Go. Please go to Lucretia Hughes. Please go to Fight for Lucretia Hughes. You can go and follow Lucretia Hughes on Facebook, LUCRETIAHUGHES. Please go to her Give Send Go. Average donation for her is $100 to $150. I think she's raised over $500 plus. Please, guys, Lucretia Hughes is a God. She's just a God-loving woman. She's a good Christian woman. She's a tough woman. She's a strong woman from Georgia. She is fighting for her home right now. She loves her home. Her husband and her are fighting to get back into their home before the state takes it over and they could bulldoze her home. So please, guys, if this has ever happened to you, go to her Give Send Go. We love Lucretia. We support Lucretia. We want the best for her, and we want her to go back to her home. So please, guys, those are our campaigns. We have Tim Fazenbaker, we have Seth Eisenberg, Allison Reedy, and Lucretia Hughes. And of course, guys, don't forget that we have Damon Galdo from the Jersey Shore every Monday night from 8 to 9 p.m. and also Friday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with a repeat of his radio show. Please go to Damon Galdo and follow him on X at Damon Galdo. At Damon Galdo, he's verified on Facebook. I think he's on True Social at Damon Galdo. He's on all the major media outlets. And of course, don't forget to watch my good friend, Popeye the Sailor Man, Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner every Sunday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Don't forget to follow him on Facebook at the Conservative Corner. Also on Facebook at Seth Eisenberg. On X at Conserve Seth on X. Instead of, I think it's at Conserve Corner on X, but he's on the major media outlets as well. He also has a Rumble channel at Seth Eisenberg at the Conservative Corner as well. But please go and follow him. Again, watch his show every Sunday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And of course, don't forget to follow us at the America's Pulse Network on X. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Watching the show tonight, I hope you all liked and subscribed. The more subscribers we get, the better it is. We see the viewership. The more viewers we get, the better it looks, the more things we can do. So please, guys, go on at America's Pulse Network on X, like and subscribe. Follow us on X. Go to at America's Pulse Network on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I want you to constantly hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your buddies, tell everybody, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Again, the more subscribers, the more followers, the more we can do, and the more we can be there for you. We're also on Parler now at America's Pulse Network. We're also on True Social at America's Pulse Network. And we're also on Rumble at America's Pulse Network. And don't forget to follow me, Alexandra Levine, on Facebook at Alexandra Levi20. Don't forget to follow me on X. My X is imploding. It's huge. Also at Levine85 on my Rumble. Don't forget to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel at Levine Consulting. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at Levine85. And I'm probably going to be on TikTok soon at Levine85 and Parler at Levine85 as well. Again, guys, this has been a wonderful hour. This has been a jam-packed hour. I will see you guys at the end of the week. I will be going to Florida. I will be back live on Thursday night. And the reason you listen and the reason you watch is you are no idiot.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Righteous pride in this one big voice, it's our time. Generation fighters take the stand. From shore to shore we reclaim the land.